Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name is Sherifat and I'm based in Nova Scotia, Canada. On my YouTube channel, I just share my personal experiences about life here in Canada. Also, I do a bit of immigration because I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and RCIC. Though a few of my friends always tell me that I stop saying I do a bit of immigration because I do a lot of immigration. That's true, that's my job, that's my day job, but I try not to do too much of immigration on this channel so it doesn't become too boring, because not everybody come here for immigration content. So I just put small immigration videos here and there for people who are looking to come to Canada or need advice on immigration when it comes to Canadian immigration. So that's why I always say I do a bit of immigration. So my channel is mainly about lifestyle. I just love to share my personal experiences here in Canada. So this video is born out of joy, excitement, gratitude, most especially. And I just thought to make a video out of this excitement that I have right now. So it's a story of one of my clients that got refused of a study permit application. This was in October of this year, a month ago. And it was me, my company, Green Tulips Immigration, that represented this person in his application. So you can imagine the sadness that came with that refusal. Anyway, a refusal for me is not the end of the road. I always tell my clients, a refusal is not the end of the road. So don't let a refusal, deter you from going after your dreams. Your goal has to be achieved, legally in the right way. So we got the refusal. It was sad. It was sad. Me and my co-workers were sad. We were like, what happened? Let me mention that what made this refusal very sad was because it was the second refusal for this same person. The first one was done by us, refused. Second one too by us, refused. So you can imagine the sadness. The first one, I wouldn't say the officer was justified, but I think that I understand the reason why it was refused. And I'd shared the same concerns with my clients, about that before we submitted. But when it comes to immigration, once a client meets the minimum requirements, by law you are to represent the person. The time I always say, oh no, I can't go ahead with this, is if you've not met the minimum. But once you meet the minimum, when it comes to finances, your study plan, and things like that, you have done the minimum. By law, I cannot refuse you by saying, oh, I'll not represent you. Though I always say, can you do a bit more? Particularly my applicants from Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, Liberia, I always tell them that for some reason, we from Africa, I don't know if it's biased, but I find that my African clients have to do much more than their counterparts across other countries. Like people from the UK, from the US, they don't have to do so much. Once they do the minimum, they are good to go. When it comes to our clients that are outside Africa, we see that they don't have to do so much and they get approved, easily. Short timeline. But African applicants have to do so much, so much more. I pray that, this bias or this, prejudice would stop soon. I pray that Africans will be treated better, honest, when it comes to visa applications. Anyway, back to why I'm here. I always tell our clients that I know this is the minimum you're required to do, but from experience, can you please do much more? Now it's now left for the client to say, oh no, Sherifat, I'm okay with minimum. This is how far I can go. Maybe whether it has to do with finances or showing home ties or anything at all, really. This is what I can do because this is the minimum. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm only here to advise you. It's not up to you to say, okay, I'll take advice or otherwise. Now, what I always do is I always try to have this in writing. So if anything happens, God forbid anything bad happens, I'll say, oh, we told you this is what you should do for a better chance. So if it now turns out the other way, then it's not our fault because you did not follow through with our instructions or advice. And once you do a minimum requirement, we'll represent you, however, but we always tell you that, please, can you do much more? Because, we've had a number of years of experience when it comes to this thing, so we know what we think you should do, to increase your chances. His brother is the one sponsoring him for this studies. I told him that I see a lot of lump sum in your brother's accounts, statements, and even in yours, there was like previous low balance, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing lump sums. Can we wait for this amount, for this money to have stayed there for a bit of time? And so they won't say, oh, this money is just for purpose of demonstration. to get a visa, and once you get your visa, you likely go and return back the money from where it was borrowed from. So I try to tell my clients that try not to have lump sums close to the dates we're looking to submit the application. Okay, so I mean they'll say, oh no, that's what I can do, I cannot wait, I want to submit now. So what can I do? So far the money is there, so far the money is meeting the minimum requirements you are required to show, we'll go ahead, but we'll always tell you this is not the best way to go about it, right? So this was what happened the first time. There was lump sum, and I told him that this would not fly, even though he showed me some evidences, some proof, some sources of income, how the money came by. But I'm like, I know this is legit money. I know that, I believe that your brother is one sponsoring you, but I'm not saying this because I'm the one going to assess the visa application. It's a visa officer, and these are the things they look out for. So we submitted the application and it came back, refused. So it was like, okay, I see the reasons now. And even my brother says, oh, now I understand what you've been talking about and all of that. Now we'll reapply and then we'll do better. So we reapplied, and mind you, he paid the full school fees the first time, but this other time I'm like, can you brother put this money in your name, sort of? So he got GIC of $10,000 for his 1 year expenses. It was really a 1 year program, so we had the school fees sorted, we had his 1 year living cost sorted, and also extra amount as well in both his account and his sponsor's account, which is his brother. So he came back refused. I'm like, no, this is not right. So the first time when I asked for a reconsideration, we didn't wait for GCMS. So normally what we always do is, once we get a refusal, we always ask for what we call GCMS notes, just for us to know the actual reasons the visa officer refused the visa. Because on the refusal letter, there's always like generic reasons, or because of funds. They will not go into details as to the reason why it was refused. It's usually like a very generic reason. So we always ask for our clients to, let's ask for GCMS notes so we see what the officer saw or thoughts that made them think that you don't deserve this visa. The first one, we're like, I'm in a hurry, the school is resuming, we have to send a request for reconsideration. This is the application that was submitted the first time. 27th of March 2023 was submitted 4 days after it was refused. This is the fastest refusal I've seen in my entire life. Like, I'm not sure what the officer was thinking. Like, I'm like, you didn't even go to this at all. Was refused 4 days after. In fact, the client went for biometrics 28th of March, 3 days after we got a refusal for this client. It was very sad. It was the last day of March. I remember it was like, it was not a good way to end my month at all. I was really, really sad. And this was the reason the visa officer gave in the refusal letter. It says that the financial situation was insufficient, blah, blah, blah. So we got the GCMS note, and this was what it says. It says the bank statement shows lump sum. It had previous existing low balance. It was about lump sum and all of that. And honestly, I'd expressed these concerns as well with my clients. And I remember I told you that we did not wait for GCMS note before we asked for reconsideration. So in the GCMS note, I found out that they said they saw a request for reconsideration, no, but they still did not reconsider it because they still think that he's not deserving of the visa for the reasons they had stated. So their decision stands, right? And can see from my email where I was telling him that, I'd expressed these concerns to you as well earlier, that this would not fly and all of that. I said, oh, I understand, I agree and all of that. And I told him the things we could do, going forward. And in June of this year, he came and said, oh, I think I'm ready. We are ready. We are now better positioned and all of that. And then we submitted the new application in September of this year. And yes, 14th of September 2023, another one was submitted. We had dotted our I's, our T's were crossed. The client had done his best, same as his sponsor, his brother, that paid 1 year school fees, previously. They had done GIC of $10,000. They had extra money in their accounts. We thought we had done our best, really. And I'm very, very hopeful for this one. And it came back refused. This one, took a bit of time than the other one. It came back refused a month and 2 weeks after we submitted the application. However, as you can see, it was approved today, 29th of November. But let me take you back to what led to the approval eventually. Now, on the refusal letter for the second one, the same reason was given. Assets and financial situation are insufficient to support the application and all of that. I was like, what is the problem? Like, this person has paid school fees, GIC, extra money is there. So what is the issue with finances again? So this time, I told him he has to be patient this time. He has to request GCMS note and see what the officer says. And as you can see from this, long note from the visa officer, he says the money was not, and he gave, the actual reasons as to why he thought so. And this is the essence of GCMS notes. If you compare the GCMS notes to the refusal letter, there's a big gap, like they're on two parallel lines. The refusal is very generic, just says financial, but the GCMS note tells you the actual reasons as to why they think that you are not sufficient, financial wise, to go undergo the studies in Canada. So the visa officer says that I've considered the following factors in my decision. The applicant asset and financial situation are insufficient to support the stated purpose of travel for the applicant and any accompanying family members if applicable. PA's brother XYZ to sponsor PA studies. PA is like the applicants. No bank statement provided for PA's brother. That's a lie. Gift deed of 7 million naira from PA's brother provided. However, this does not show up as a deposit transaction in the PA's bank account. I'm like, this officer is dreaming because I attached this, which was when I knew that we had a case, right? He or she then goes to say, I note that the documentation provided in support of the applicant's personal financial situation does not demonstrate that the funds will be sufficient or available in the absence of third-party funding. Taking the applicant's plan of studies into account, documentation provided in support of the applicant's financial situation does not demonstrate that the funds will be sufficient or available for tuition, living expenses, and travel. For this reason, I've refused the application under R216, blah, blah, blah. Weighing the factors in the application, I'm not satisfied the applicants will depart Canada at the end of the period of authorized stay. Period authorized for their stay. For the reasons above, I have refused the application. With these reasons, I knew that the visa officer did not thoroughly review this application. So I knew that we had a case, and the GCMS note was a good instrument to fight back this visa officer. So we sent the GCMS note to the client, of course, to see, and I expressed my displeasure as to, why the visa officer, the reasons, he or she gave, because, they were just not founded at all. The reasons did not even match, because all the things he or she had claimed we did not submit, we submitted it. And I told him that I will not charge you for reapplication if he has to reapply, but let's try to ask for reconsideration first and see where that takes us. Also, we don't charge our clients for GCMS note or reconsideration, just a way of showing empathy, really. Because honestly, if you look at it, we put in a lot of time for these activities as well. Requesting GCMS notes, sending in a request for reconsideration. It takes a lot of time and effort from us. But just as a way of showing support to our clients, we always go the extra mile for them. If you are cooperative with us, we work with you. Some clients will get angry and say, "Oh, I'm going away." That's I cannot help you, because when it comes to visa approval, we don't guarantee visa approvals. We do our best, really, and the rest is left to the visa officer and with God, right? So we really do our best when it comes to visa applications. And now to the main issue, that I thought to make this video is just to inspire anybody out there who has gone down this, road of getting a refusal, and you think that you have done the best in submitting a formidable application, just to inspire you and to let you know that it's not the end of the road. Anyway, so yesterday I sent in a request for reconsideration. It took me a number of hours to compose my message to this visa officer. It was like about 8 pages, right? It's more like another reapplication, really, but in this way it's only through web form and email. I use both, even email and web form. So I told the officer that, officer, you are seeing that 7 million did not show in the accounts. This is the account statement that I submitted for my clients, and it's just there. So I told him or her that, please go to page XYZ. You will see this 7 million naira. We have paid school fees. They have done DIC. What more are you looking for, Mr. Visa Officer? But I did not say it in that way. In Yoruba, this is as Kakwe we loko yawo. Meaning that let's call a madman, husband to the group, to the bride, so he can allow us to pass. So I'm always very subtle in my response, in my reply, in my email to visa officers when I'm doing a reconsideration. I'll be like, visa officer, I know you are doing your job. Maybe you missed this. Maybe you didn't check well. Could you please check again? On page XYZ, documents ABC. Please tell me to check very well. That's what I did to this applicant. Like, please check, we submitted these things you said we did not submit. As you can see, this email was sent 10:28 p.m. my time yesterday night. And this morning, before noon, I got an update that this application has been reconsidered and approved. People of the world, I cannot express how happy I was. Because when it comes to reconsideration, it's like 1 out of 100. Luckily for us, we've had 3 applications that have been approved after reconsideration. All 3 are study permits. We've had 3 cases like this. I've done about 5 reconsiderations so far. 3 have come back approved. 1 was not approved, which was this one, the first one. This particular client too, was the first application we did that did not come. That was said no, we are going to refuse it, and another person. So out of 4 clients, we've had 3 clients gotten an approval after a previous refusal. So to say I'm happy and grateful, we'll be saying this we'll be putting it mildly. I'm very grateful to Almighty God. I'm thankful to him. I'm very, very happy for our client. He was very, very happy when I called him. Hello, my brother. Good afternoon or good evening.
Good afternoon.
This is Sherifat from Green Tulips.
Oh, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
How's your family? How's everything? How's work?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah. You saw the email I sent. I'm very fine, thank you. Thanks for asking. Saw the email I sent for the reconsideration request, right? I blind copied you.
Yes.
Okay, so it was sent yesterday night, my time, which was like maybe your own morning. Have you been to the hospital for your have you taken some drugs for your malaria? Hope you are taking care of yourself.
Yes, I'm on medication.
Okay, alright. Okay.
Some drugs. I bought drugs yesterday.
Okay, that's
Okay,
that's why. I hope you feel better very soon. I hope it's not the visa that's making you feel sick. I hope it's not the refusal.
No.
Okay,
No,
alright. Okay, it is real. Anyway, all will be well by God's grace. I just called to give you an update as well. So I've received the decision for the reconsideration request. It was sent in this afternoon my time, and it's been reconsidered and it's been approved.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, thank God.
We thank God. So it's been approved.
It's the best thing I've heard today. Wow. It's the best thing I've heard today.
I know. It's the best thing I've heard today too. So it was reconsidered and it's been approved.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I just sent that to you now. I've sent the email to you now. So you could just check.
Okay.
All right. So congratulations. We've come to the end of the road. I'm happy that that ended well. For you. Thanks for your patience, your understanding. We thank God that IRCC has done the right thing, because you deserve this visa. Honestly, you've done your best. You've done well so far. Okay. So congratulations. Okay. We'll talk later.
Thank you.
All right. Take care of yourself. Bye. And that's it. I've shared the good news with my clients. Our visa is here finally. This client it's been a long time coming. Like, it's been a journey. This is the second application that was refused. I was, to the glory of God, we asked for a reconsideration and it was reconsidered and approved under 24 hours. Like I'm happy. So that's it. I thought to share with you guys to inspire you, to motivate you, to tell you that it's a refusal, it's not the end of the road. Keep trying. Let me also add that for this client, we also helped secure his co-admission as well. So we helped with co-admission and then visa application. Congratulations to our dear clients. Congratulations to us. We give God the glory. If you need any of our services, if you're looking to apply for your study permit, your work permit, for visits, permanent residence, co-admissions, we got you at Green Tulips, Immigration Consultant Services Incorporated. Hook up with us and we'll be able to be of service to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you learned a thing or two. Please subscribe to my channel, like, comment, share, and do all those good stuff. Thank you and have a great time. Bye. Take care of yourself. Be good.